Hey, welcome to Reality Check 3. It's Monday, August 27th. And today I thought we would listen to a little bit of a song called Sugar Ain't Sweet, or Sugar Ain't Sweet Anymore. This is a song that's actually still a bit of a work in progress. I mean, it's, for all intents and purposes, it's done, but I just keep messing with it. And it started with this kind of cool little guitar line, and play it for you eventually. Oh, here it is. So that was kind of the opening little riff, and it's sort of a throwback part, sort of a traditional kind of little part, and it just was a fun little idea of a song. And I wanted the drums to be these almost rinky-dink toy kind of sound. So I asked my friend, the mighty John Hampson, to make himself sound like he really couldn't play the drums well. And so I went over his house, and where he has a studio, and we kind of put stuff like dishcloths and stuff all over the drums to get this real dead, small or non-resonant kind of sound. And then funny enough, we actually ended up taping a wallet to the snare drum to get it to be real dead and compact sounding. And this is what it sounds like when the drums kick in. So you can hear the drums are just kind of like dead, and I really liked it. But then of course the producer in me starts getting a little bit crazy, and I re-recorded the drums 3 different times. Once with John again, once with Vinny, 9 Days Vinny playing, and once with my friend Jake playing, who played on I Do and Black Flag. And each time thinking, well, alright, the little toy drum kind of thing didn't really work, so let's try this. But I keep coming back to those original sort of smaller sounding drums. Here's a version with the piano playing the riff at the top instead of the acoustic, and these drums are, this is Vinny playing. I don't know if you can hear the difference through these speakers. You used to hold me up, you used to... But the drums are just a lot different. They're bigger sounding, a little more rock sounding, and they sound great. That's why it's not done, because I can't figure out which version I'm going to use. I also can't even decide if I like the piano playing that line at the top of the song, or if I want it to be the acoustic. So it's sort of like having a wealth of great parts and great performances, and sifting through them and figuring out which ones are the ones that are going to be the final version. And one of the things I've toyed with this particular record is having multiple mixes, even multiple performances of the same song, because there are songs like, there's a song I have called Ahab and His Wife, and I have this really sort of dramatic, ballady piano and all these sort of weird reverby, trippy things happening, and I love that version. And then I have a version that's way more like something that could have been on Deja Vu, but Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, like a lot more acoustic sounding and folky. And I love both versions, and I'm not sure which one to me should be the final one. So I don't know, who knows, maybe I'll end up putting all of them on there. But this song, the line "Sugar Ain't Sweet," was one of those moments where I was actually driving down the road and flipping through the radio, and I caught this snatch of a lyric, and I swore that they said "sugar ain't sweet," and I thought, wow, that's a great like sort of line to talk about maybe how sort of love gone wrong, right? Sugar's not sweet anymore. And so I went back and I found it, and I listened to the whole song waiting for that line to be repeated, and it wasn't. So then I had to go home. When I got home, I had to go up on iTunes and buy the song and listen to it, and it wasn't in there. The line wasn't there. So I imagined it, which is probably the best way to write lyrics for me. And then I was like, well, cool. It wasn't there. I thought I heard it. I fell in love with that idea, I guess, of a lyric. So then it was free. It was mine. It was up for grabs. And I ended up writing this whole song around it. And it's really just sort of a typical little fun, obnoxious breakup song, basically. Your sugar ain't sweet anymore. And I hope you got lots of money because your sugar ain't sweet anymore. So I've had a lot of fun creating this song musically. Lyrically, it was a real simple, kind of easy thing to write. I threw a line in there about you're a fake and it's a fact, a 2-cylinder Cadillac. And I threw that in there, and I thought Jeremy would love it because Jeremy's from Michigan, you know, the GM car state and the Cadillac state. So when I wrote that line, I just thought Jeremy will like that. I actually finally got a car reference in one of my songs because I don't think I've ever done that before. So anyway, the real fun with this song was creating the musical landscape. And when you hear a little bit of it now and on the intro and the outro of this little video, I feel like I mashed up a lot of different influences. The bass part is very reminiscent of Obladi, Oblada from the Beatles, but it also, believe it or not, has a little bit of Grease, You're the One That I Want, in there. Sort of this country-ish standard line. That's what I was thinking of, the Grease song. I also started off doing these like hand claps and percussive stuff, which was very reminiscent of Cecilia from Simon and Garfunkel. But again, I'm not even sure if those will end up in the final mix. I don't know if the hand claps are working for me yet. So, but that was in there. What else did I put in there? Oh, well, I put some slide guitars in there, which I kept thinking of Sheryl Crow's All I Want to Do off Tuesday Night Music Club. It's such a great record. The production is so great on there, and I also ripped off that da-da-da-da-da snare fill from that song. I wanted that in this song. I just liked it. But that's okay because they were ripping off Steelers Wheels anyway. So it's all, you know, all on down the line. But there's a lot of different musical influences, and at one point I wanted to put a horn section playing the horn part to Rainy Day Women, number 17 and 35 from Bob Dylan on there, that sort of New Orleans, drowsy, drunk, kind of lazy horn part, which would have fit perfectly in this song. But then so far I haven't done that. Who knows, maybe I'll end up recording that too. So anyway, this is a little bit of the song Sugar Ain't Sweet. By the way, my friend Randy Flowers played the electric guitar on this, did an awesome job, including just a pretty cool little guitar solo. Reminds me a little bit of Brian May and Crazy Little Thing Called Love. It comes up right after the bridge. And here goes Randy. I love that part right there. Anyway, it's a good song. I can't wait to play this one live, and I keep envisioning bringing up audience people to play this clap part, but it's an off-time thing, and it'll probably be a disaster. So if you ever want to join me on stage clapping, you better start practicing. So this has been Reality Check number 3. I'll do at least one more of these before the record comes out. Remember, No Fairy Tales comes out the end of September, and you'll hear a little more of Sugar Ain't Sweet on the way out. Thanks for hanging. Later.
But your sugar ain't sweet.